Hey there everyone, Star Trek Judgment Rites. We're going to start a new game today. And we have 3 space combat difficulty levels. The first is Federation Cadet, that's easy. Academy Graduate, which is normal, or I guess medium. And Commissioned Officer, which is hard. Now I'm going to do Academy Graduate for some reasons that I'll explain right now and some that I'll explain later. These space combat levels don't really have anything to do with the point-and-click adventure aspect of the game. They really only determine whether or not you'll get into certain spaceship battles and what degree of intensity those battles will be. So, we're going to do Academy Graduate for now, and I'll explain why when we get to the fight that's in our first mission, which is called Federation. And as this mission opens, we're on our way to the glorious Pebbles Scientific Academy, where we what? Oh, hey. There's something you don't see every day. And no, that's not the Enterprise. That is the USS Alexander, captained by Luke Raynor. In 8 days, the United Federation of Planets will be completely destroyed. A new what? A new what, Captain Raynor? Get it together. Tell me. A new what? Oh, Spock. He was such a good captain. He never got to tell me a new what. My God, indeed. That's a pretty crazy way to start off your day. And now, this game has a lot of writing in it. It has several of these kind of walls of text. And I'm not going to read to you the way it happens in a lot of LPs, because if I did, we'd be here all day, because there's tons of dialogue in this game. But LP people tend to read on-screen dialogue to their audience, and I don't like that, because you're not retarded, you know how to read yourselves. But at the same time, we'd be here all day if I tried to read all this. But by the same token, I'm going to try to leave the dialogue boxes up on the screen for a minute so that you can pause and read them, because this game has some really crackerjack writing, dialogue, everything. It's just incredibly well written. One of the best written games I've ever run across. And I'll also try to give you the gist of what people are saying in most cases, so you know why we're doing what we're doing. In this case, we got to get to S-Bar Station, which we will do by pressing N to get to our star map. The star map is kind of a primitive form of copyright protection the game had in place. You had to consult the manual to know where to go. In this case, we're going to go to this little red dot right here, but if you go off course, you generally have to fight somebody like Klingons or Romulans, and that can get pretty dangerous at times. So you can fight anywhere from 1 to 3 of those ships. 1 isn't so bad, 2 is pretty difficult, and 3 is just, you're basically dead. So we're going to go to this little red star right here. That's S-Bar Station. Let's hit it. And in this case, since we're on Academy Graduate, we are going to fight an Ilasi frigate, just one. If we were on Commissioned Officer, we would have to fight 2 of them, which we're not going to do here because sometimes it's not too difficult to take down 2 Ilasi frigates. Ilasi pirates are the easiest people in the game to fight out of them, Klingons and Romulans. But in this case, we're only going to do 1 because sometimes the game can get hung up where if you defeat one of the ships, the other one will just run away from you forever and you'll never be able to catch up to it and get to it, so it can be really frustrating. And anyway, I can just fight 1 ship to show you the basics of space battle, so let's hail the Ilasi pirates. And the Ilasi pirates were created specifically for this game by Interplay. They were created specifically for the PC Star Trek adventure games. They also appear in 25th Anniversary. They were never in the original show. And they look a lot cooler in this game than they did in 25th Anniversary. In 25th Anniversary, they were just basically old white hobos in World War I fighter pilot gear. They look a lot cooler here. We demand your immediate surrender. And now we get to make dialogue choices in this game. As Captain Kirk, you have to make several choices. You don't want to piss anyone off or provoke anyone unnecessarily, and you also don't want to come off as too much of a weenie. You have to be strong and assertive, and your dialogue choices have to reflect that. And this is basically the best choice we have right here. The other 2, this is not a good dialogue choice. Give us 5 minutes to decide while we run away and go warp somewhere else. Yeah, no thanks. We will not be taking that one. And this is the piss them off choice. You don't want to do this. I mean, it's not really going to affect our score no matter what we tell these people, but you still don't want to just piss anyone off for no reason. You don't want to call them lice-ridden hypocrites. That would just be terrible. So we're just going to go with forget it, and we're going to get right into our space battle. And there are a few things you want to do right off the bat anytime you have to fight another ship. The first one is raise your shields. The second thing you want to do is activate your weapons. You raise shields with the S key, and you activate weapons with the W key. And you can do something in Judgment Rites that you can't do in other games, that you can't do in 25th anniversary anyway. You can press the L key to lock your weapons, and that will make a little yellow box appear around a ship that will turn red when you've been following the ship for long enough, and that will basically guarantee a hit. So we're going to get right in on this guy, and we're going to chase right after him. And another thing we're going to do is we're going to speed up the ship by pressing the 0 key. You can use the number keys to, you can use the numerical keys at the top of the keyboard to increase the speed of your ship. There's the Oasi pirate guy. Looks like he's coming straight at us. And with your weapons, the left mouse button fires phasers and the right mouse button fires photon torpedoes. We're getting pretty good licks in on this guy. He'll probably die pretty quickly. One ship is fairly easy to fight. I hope we're not getting hit too badly by these weapons or anything. I can see him running away now. Hopefully he'll get a little closer here. Yeah, I can see him getting toward the middle. You definitely want to use that radar screen in the, down by Captain Kirk there. That's a very useful little thing. That'll help you catch up to your enemies. Alright, they're fleeing. So we won today's battle. That's a pretty simple battle. Maybe we can get up close. I don't see him. He must have run completely away. His little radar blip will go. Maybe we can destroy the ship entirely. Nope. No, there's not really a connection. It just wanted to throw an arbitrary space battle at us. And I'm not joking. They really did just kind of put that in there. Those Cossacks could have threatened my grandmother. You tell them, Chekhov. Alright, and here we go toward Espoir Station now. We don't have to fight the Oasi pirates anymore. And now we are going to meet up with our liaison, Dr. Monroe, who is going to invite us aboard this ship. There we go. He looks kind of like a really slimmed down Uncle Phil, actually. Ah, well, no sweat. And now we still want to be nice to these people. That's a nice little kind of neutral option. Kind of antagonistic. I don't know if we want to go with that. No, we have not heard anything disturbing about this place. Not that I know of, anyway. Yeah, let's just be nice and kind of edge our way in there. Excellent. And now we can Oh, I guess we destroyed the Oasi ship. That was a weird kind of random sound out of nowhere. And now if we want to go aboard somebody's ship, we're going to have to lower our shields. You can't use the transporter while the shields are up. So we're going to do that, and to beam down, we're going to press the B key. B activates the transporter, B for beam. So, looks like today it's just going to be Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. Pretty standard landing party. And now we're actually going to do some adventuring. Ooh, little Snippy. Not as polite as he was on the screen back at the Enterprise. What is this interesting thing that you want to show us? I don't like the look of that. My thoughts exactly. Oh. Yeah, I don't think so. You know, that's what I'm wanting to know myself. Dr. Bradell was in 25th anniversary, just so you're not confused about who this guy is. He is Dr. E.S. Bradell. And he's been involved in some pretty nasty genetic engineering experiments, some of which we'll see aboard Espoir Station here, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Bradell. Yes, he was in the last mission of 25th anniversary. Now he's in the first mission of Judgment Rites. So if you take them as kind of the lost season of Star Trek is kind of what they're called sometimes, He basically appeared in back-to-back episodes, which is kind of lame, actually. Yes, and that's supposed to be what happened at the end of 25th Anniversary, but Vengeance is a hella hard level, and it's kind of hard to beat sometimes. In fact, I've never beaten it myself, because it's so hard to fight the Clone Enterprise that I've never won a battle against it. There are a lot more battles in 25th Anniversary than there are in... There's a lot more battles in 25th Anniversary than in Judgment Rites. We'll only have one more space battle after this. Whereas in 25th Anniversary, it's like littered with space battles. You basically have to do one every mission. I wish I could say that, but I'm just going to be Mr. Obvious and get thrown in the brig where we're going to rot. And now we have to find a way out of here. There are actually two ways out of the brig, but one way is the quote-unquote better way, and it will help us increase our score. And we are being watched over by this guy here, Sheme, I don't know. A little bit of a made-up history here that the writers of the game made up. It's pretty cool. That's what I say. Never get involved in politics. That's a good motto right there. All right, Bond, no sweat. Now we can force our way out of here, or we can talk our way out of here. And in cases where talking is an option, you always want to do that, because that is the better choice. To access our menu, we press the right mouse button. And we have a variety of things we can do here. We can take things. That's the hand. You press G to get it. And here's the mouth for talking to people. You can press T to bring up talk. The I is L for look. And this is where your items are right here. We don't have any items. They've all been confiscated from us. That's why the screen is kind of freezing here. So this is items. So you do U for use, or you can just bring up your inventory immediately by pressing I. But again, we don't have anything right now. So we want to talk our way out of here. We can use this panel to force our way out of here, but that will lower our score. So what we want to do is talk to old Mr. Sheme here. It's kind of hard to talk to him through the force field sometimes. Here we go. No, that's lying. We don't want to do that. Ah, yes. Use family against him. That's excellent. I recommend that, definitely. Oh, touching that soft spot. How's he doing? Oh, you know, he's dead. Womp, womp. Yes, empathy. Empathy is another way to get on people's good sides in this game. Always try to empathize and be the good guy, and that will increase your score a lot. Basically, he's saying, I'm dumb. That's a pretty good choice right there. That is not a good choice. Don't ever provoke people, like I say. Let's be the therapist psychiatrist guy for a second. Let's see how that works out for us. Oh, well, obviously. And now, anytime you have a big window like this and dialogue choices, you want to look for the longest choice, because talking is what Kirk does best. And this sounds really good right here. Help us avenge his death. Yes. Yes, appeal to family. That's good. That's a good dialogue choice, so we're going to go with that. Ah, but he's torn by duty. We have to go the extra mile. We have to convince him. You have to think carefully about your dialogue choices in this game. Ahaha! Checkmate right here. Boom. I suppose I can let you go. I don't think Bradell will care if you just run around freely. And we can get our stuff out of the lockers in the next room, but we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to stop here for today. And now we're free to go, and we're friends with Sheme, so yay us. We did our first little bit of diplomatic weaseling our way out of a bad situation. We'll talk to Spock and McCoy here before we go. Spock's wit in this game, so dry. I cannot speculate, Captain. And we cannot speculate either about what's going to happen tomorrow. But we'll see what happens then. We'll leave the brig, get our weapons, and we'll start doing some real exploring then. Oh, and you can also press W for walk. I guess that's a good tip to leave off with. See you guys tomorrow.